Cool.
All right, so we're recording. So tell me about the strum along. I saw it
Sorry?
got postponed. I saw it got postponed.
Yeah, it was our own admin error.
Yeah.
I thought Charlotte was sorting out the license. She thought I was, and by the time we got our shit together to sort it out,
Yep.
it was just too late. I thought we'd be able to do it online and it would be a very simple process.
Yeah.
But it turns out not so simple.
I was a little surprised when I saw that you were doing it and advertising it like you were, because I didn't think licensing would be that easy. So you had to mail it off. They have to approve it, I guess.
Yeah, well, yeah. We had to download a form, which I thought we could do online, then fill it out and return it. And frustratingly, they had a half day on a Friday, so they'd gone by lunchtime.
Yeah.
So we couldn't even chase them or speed along the process. And you had to pay £150 to open up an account with them.
Wow.
Which you get back as deposit.
Okay.
But they need to manually check your account. So we I thought we'd open the account. You could literally click on the film you want to show, pay the license, job done.
Yeah.
But no. So it was our own stupid fault. We left it a bit too late, really. We should have been on that a bit more. But we've now rescheduled it for 2 weeks' time.
Okay.
And a hall we found locally have a license already because they show films as part of a film club.
Oh, nice. That's
so we
cool.
could do it through them. So we're paying them, I think, about £20 rather than 100, which we're going to pay for just as a contribution to their fee.
That's a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's actually worked out a bit better in that respect.
Yeah. Does that give you a bigger space?
I think it is actually. Yeah. It's a nicer hall as well. It's newer.
So that could be a really good thing.
Yeah, so actually it might work out okay. And we've got now 2 more weeks to push it a little bit harder.
Yeah.
So there's a few people that can't come that could have come to the original date, which we've now refunded. But I think there's some people that couldn't come to the original date, which now can. So I think it's going to work itself out.
I mean, anytime you can pay less money for a better and bigger space and get more people, that sounds like a win to me. Yeah.
So hopefully it'll work out all right. And it gives me a bit more time to kind of sort a few bits out.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, I mean, you haven't done it yet, but does this seem like something you would try again in the future, or was this just a one-off thing? I know you put a lot into it even before that. I saw the stuff you had together.
I think the Greatest Showman, I think, is just a brilliant film for it. The music's not that complicated.
Right.
So the students can do it. Not that mean. But I think I was thinking about doing maybe a School of Rock strum along. So the Jack Black film.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
That'd be quite cool. And maybe like a Disney film, I suppose just find the right one really. But I think it could be quite cool, especially if we can do it this hall again.
Yeah.
I think it's quite a cool thing to do. I've not seen anyone do it. I thought it'd be quite wicked. We've got, I'll quickly show you, 30 of these tubs of candy floss, We've got, 19 bags of popcorn because we've got the little retro popcorn kind of buckets, which is pretty awesome. I bought a Ringmaster costume to wear.
That's amazing.
Yeah. We're going crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
And I've even got a photo backdrop, so it looks like a carpet. And we've got some little props they can hold up and they take pictures, and helium balloons and a red carpet leading up to it.
Dude, that is ridiculous. That's awesome.
We've done, we've gone, but I think I was so busy worrying about that stuff, I kind of forgot about the legal side of it.
Oh yeah, we have to be able to do that. Yeah.
Oh no, I bought loads of popcorn. Look at the license. It's a silly us, but
most kids would probably be fine if you just come in like a ringmaster and pop out popcorn and candy, even without a movie. That's a good day.
Yeah, we don't need the film. We're rocking it.
So tell me about the business side of it. Like, how much are you charging? How much are you going to be able to make from that event?
So we charged, it was £8 a strumming ticket, so guitar player's ticket, if you like. £4 a family member ticket. We sold 25, I think, tickets in the end.
Nice.
So we made 100 and whatever that is. I think it was 150 odd pounds. Takeaway Eventbrite's cut, because we're doing it through them, I think made 130.
Yeah.
We covered cost. We didn't really make anything on it. But I didn't really push it outside of our school.
Yeah.
So I think if we pushed it and we got like 40, 50 guitar players, then obviously we'd make some more. But I said, Charlie, it's the experience I want. I don't really want to make money from it. I want kids to have fun strumming onto the film. So
I think it's definitely like it can be a retention thing for sure.
Yeah,
definitely. You've got people that want to do it. It's just a good publicity thing. Like if you have local papers or get like a thing like that's just a cool event.
Yeah.
So definitely at very minimum, get someone to do some videos and pictures and stuff. If not, bring in a photographer to like make it real, because dude, you're dressing up and like you're making it a big event. So make it a big event,
Yeah.
That's something you can post about on social media, put on your website, like make it big. Even on your website, you've got your event thing, but I think you should have something where you have this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've been looking at a plugin, an event plugin that I was going to put on there that you can put on the main page, and then they have to have a separate page just for events as well.
That'd be good. Yeah. Just something where, because this is a really big deal for your studio. This is the type of thing where if I signed up for lessons this week or next week, I definitely want to know about this. So I put that out there for sure. But that's really cool. So you've got that coming up. You've got your open day.
Yeah.
When's that one?
So I did a couple of hours on the Saturday, mainly on the Sunday. We've got 10 people booked in for that.
Cool.
So I'm basically trialing, I suppose, half an hour tasters rather than group tasters. They're individual tasters now.
Okay.
And the main reason for that was because it was originally an adult open day.
Right.
And we normally get, better results with one-on-one for adults.
Yeah.
We didn't pick up. I don't know if we had anyone even booking for it when I said adult, when I publicised it's adults.
Yeah, it was good.
I changed to all ages, and now we got a couple of adults, we got a few 5-year-olds, we got a few juniors, 7 to 12s.
Yeah.
So 10's all right though. 10's enough for the 5 intro spots we've got. So we've booked it all up. I've got one more space on the open day.
Yeah.
On the Sunday, there's 2 on the Saturday. I'm quite happy with that.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. So when is that?
This weekend.
Okay. Cool.
So I'm interested to see how many people convert into obviously group or intro students.
Yeah.
That'll be quite interesting to see.
Because this is different. You're doing it one-on-one versus before it was 4 people groups.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was purely just for time, because we'd have like obviously 30 people come along.
Yeah.
Do 15 hours.
I think it's better because at least this way you've got the one-on-one, and then they go into a one-on-one session, and then they go into groups instead of group, then one-on-one, then group again.
Yeah.
I think it should work. The only thing I would have a problem with if it was me was I sign up and I take a lesson with you. I like it. Then I get 5 lessons with you and I like it. And then you stick me with 3 other people and it's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you but after 6 weeks of that, you kind of get used to like, okay, I like this format. This is cool. And then it goes into a completely different format from then on out. But at the same time, you get the idea of let's get some basic skills down. And if you can pitch it, you probably do this already. If you can kind of pitch it as the idea of like, all right, let's get these skills down. And then in 6 weeks, we can play with other people.
Yeah.
So I can put you with some other people. We can jam. We can do some stuff together. Music is always more fun with other people. So this just lets you do that.
Yeah, that's exactly how we kind of approach it.
Yeah.
So, we're group specialist school. That's what we're really good at. But we want to work for you one-on-one to, understand you, know you a bit better. So then when you go into group, you know what a method is, you're ready to rock, and, it's going to be awesome.
That's really good. I like it. Is Dan doing any of these, or is it all you?
It's all me.
All right. Yeah. Did he do the last one, or no? He's done some of the things, right?
Yeah, I'm just now because he's got a couple of intro students. He's got an adult intro student, and I've just signed him up today. He's got his first one with a junior student as well.
Nice.
So getting him going with the intro.
Yeah. How's it going with the adult thing?
Sorry?
How's it going with his adult intro student?
Seems okay. I've watched, because we've got the CCTV, I've watched a couple of videos back to see how he's doing. He seems to be going okay. Seems to have built quite a good rapport with this woman. He's quite a likable guy.
Yeah.
So he's just a little bit unconfident, but he's getting a lot better.
We all are when we start. I mean, remember back when you started, you don't know it. You're trying to figure it out. Especially your method in that it's systematic.
Yeah.
So the more times he teaches that first lesson, which he's going to teach over and over and over again, you don't even think about that first lesson anymore. It's automatic. You just let it roll. It'll be the same for him. So that's good. Keep building him up, and then he can go out. let's look at your numbers and stuff real quick, and then we'll talk through this form, and then we'll talk through some other stuff. So give me your number update.
So our number update, you say, sorry?
Yeah, on your students.
So 120.
Okay.
We lost, because we lost 12 last month. We lost 2 more this month.
Yeah.
So it's been obviously quite a big hit. Thankfully, it's
You're
slow.
You're at the end of your school year, right?
Yeah. We've got a few more weeks left.
Yeah.
And then we break off. I think, was it last week in July? Then we break off for our 6-week holiday over summer.
Do you think that's what it is? People are kind of getting tired and need a break?
I think there was a couple of things. I think, the change of weather, it's quite hot now in the UK, and I think people just...
Yeah, same here.
We want to go out and, do stuff now. Looking at the stats, I think we dropped the ball a little bit on some of the, prime example, someone would have a 5-week with me, then they go with Dan for the group, and we would follow up and check how that went.
Yeah.
Which we started doing, and the first person we did it came back and said, "Oh, we're loving the groups, but there's this and this," which we then tackled straight away. Another person came back saying their little girl wasn't getting on in the group, and we then moved this one kid out of the group who was very confident, and he was just, telling everyone, "Oh, look, what can you do this chord? Can you play this riff?" Because he was just more advanced. So we moved into a higher group, and now they're loving the group again. The shy girl.
Nice.
We're a lot more on it, and I've set up a Trello board as well.
Okay.
Well, I've done what I call a student journey. So I've got one that shows prospects, kind of like what Emily had in the studio.
Yeah.
It's her idea. And then it has intro, has open day, then intro, then, first group lesson, month for group lessons, 4 months. So I can basically move the card along, the Trello card. So I can literally see how it's progressing, and then have our due date. So I know that I'm due to follow up one dude today because it's his first group lesson. So I'll send him tonight. How's your group lesson? Let us know if there's, how you got on and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're a lot more on it now from that, which I think was where we dropped the ball a little bit.
So I was going to say there's 2 ways. You can either do it that way where you're checking in. And I think you're small enough with enough people already in your system to where you can kind of do it that way. You can also set up through MailChimp or something like that, do an automated email thing where you just, it doesn't even have to be a full thing. It can just be put people in, and when they join your thing, 2 months from now, it sends out, "Hey, how's it going? Is everything going okay?" 6 months from now, 8 months from now. And that could be the only email they get. You don't have to send a full series of emails every day or every week. Just enough to do the reminder without you having to remember to do the reminder. But yeah, I think as you got it right now with the board, you probably have enough to where you can do that as long as you keep up with it. That's the hard part. Everything has a bottleneck, and you just have to find what it is. So the bottleneck on this one would be you remembering to move everybody through that board, and then remembering to look at the board and do it. So as long as you have the time to do that and do that regularly, you'll be fine, So when do you move everyone through the board? Do you get to it like once a week and look at it, or is it just when you think about it?
I'm trying to look at it most days, just getting the habit of in the morning.
Yeah.
On a work day, first 5 minutes, right? Who's on the prospect list? Who needs to be followed up with? Yeah, I'm trying to do it like that. And when someone then moves into group, we then send them their payment links. They set up their payment, and then that will then move them into the next one.
Yeah.
I've got checklists on the boards as well, the cards, so I can see, exactly where they are in the process.
Okay. I think that's good. So I feel like you're building your systems really well. You're kind of like, when it was just you were just kind of doing whatever, and it was fine. You built up this big thing, and it was really good. But now you've seen it's different when you have 120, 130, 140 students in your studio, when you have another person, when you're trying to grow, when you're trying to change your role, which I think you're trying to do a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's look at that. What can you do that's going to, because you want to grow your studio, but you don't necessarily want to take on more students at this point. You want to be passing them to Dan, right?
Yeah.
So we want to keep kind of pushing over to him. So other numbers, let's look at that again. So you have 120. How many are you and how many are Dan?
So 90 are me, 30 are Dan.
That's good. That's really good, man. Because it wasn't anywhere near that a few months ago, right? Didn't he have like a dozen students maybe?
Yeah.
A handful?
Since the open days, built up quite a bit, and I've moved some people to him and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, that's huge. How many more can he take? Because his was normal. I think his his goal was around that, right? When around 30 or 40.
Yeah, hoping to push him up that. So he's still got a few spaces. So I think we could get him up to easily, 40, 50.
That's good. That's good. Okay. So you get him up to 40, 50. Are you looking to cap yours around 90, or are you looking to grow back up too?
I'm capping now, yeah. I'm not trying not to take. Only reason I'm taking on new people now is if they can fit in current groups.
Yeah. That works.
Yeah,
okay.
We played before and things.
So what's our strategy then? So you're at 90. You're not really taking on anymore. He can maybe hit. You said 50 would probably be the absolute max for him right now. So that puts you about 140, which is pretty much where you were like a couple of months ago. You're at like 136, 138.
The intro,
right?
Yeah.
So is that where we're going to cap it? Are you feeling like 140 is a good top?
Pretty much, yeah. Your max size days. In regard to studio space, we have then got only one day free, which is the Tuesday. That's the only other day we could add a new day on.
Yeah.
I want to stop doing Sundays at some point because I've broken it down. I've limited it to 2 hours on a Sunday morning. I do know.
Yeah.
But I want to probably wipe that out, so I have the whole weekend off.
I recommend it. Yeah. There you go. Okay. So you could do, that would put you at 140. That'd be 90 for you, 50 for Dan.
Yeah.
If you cut out your Sundays, that would drop you to what? 85, 80?
How many have I got Sunday? I've got, I think 12, 13, maybe.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because we've got their big groups. There's a group of 5 and there's a group of 4.
Yeah.
So just in those couple of hours, that's the only annoying thing. It's big numbers, so it's good money. But I'm hoping if I can move them, if I can make up some space in the days I've already got.
A lot of times when you go to move people kind of fight it. But when you don't give them an option, they're like, oh no, there's no way I could possibly do that. And you're like, cool. Well, as of next month, it's going to be Tuesday nights or nothing. They're like, Tuesday nights sound great. We could do that. Yeah. I found that, and you probably will lose a few, but overall it'll be worth it. So yeah, that would be it. So if you did that, you would drop to more like 75. And then, so if you stop teaching on Sundays, you'll be at around 75, give or take. And then that would put Dan still around 50. So you'd be at like 125.
Mm-hmm.
So at that rate, and with Dan having that many students, because you're paying his cut now for more of them when it was just you, does that give you the life that you need? Does that give you what you need there? Or are you looking at bringing another teacher or doing other options? Or is your online school where you're going to be focusing?
All of that. So,
yeah.
Because I was chatting to a friend of mine, the guy that I used to teach in a music school with, and we've written the books and stuff with.
Yeah.
And I said to him about just doing group lessons. I didn't ask him before because I didn't think he wanted to do group lessons. And he seemed quite interested. I think he sees what I'm doing and thinks, oh, it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I have another teacher there that is quite up for it. So, and I've known him for years. He's a guy I can trust. He's a great player.
Nice.
So I know he could bring a lot to the syllabus and stuff as well. In regard to, he's a great producer, so we can record some good backing tracks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'd quite like to bring him on at some point, and then he could take on a Tuesday. So there's someone there that could take on, and then I'd be quite happy for him to take on one of my teaching days. So then I could. Oh, can you hear me right?
What day would he take?
Sorry?
What day would he take from you?
Maybe like a Wednesday or something. I'd quite like to go down to maybe just 2 days, say Thursday and Friday. Or maybe Wednesday and Thursday and get rid of Friday or something like that.
So your current, okay, I got where you're at. That would be pretty good. So if you had, because you just got the one place where they can teach. So it would be Monday is Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, where you like to be. Monday is Dan. What's the new guy's name?
Alan.
So Tuesday and Wednesday would be him. Thursday and Friday would be you. Is Saturday Dan?
Yeah.
and then you still have Sunday. So you can be Sunday off, or you can give it to one of those other guys. That's not bad. That's basically about 2 days a week for all of you guys.
Yeah.
And, with 2 days a week, how many students can you do in a day, typically?
30.
30. So 6 days a week, that's 180.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's just fine.
Yeah. A good number. Yeah. And that would be kind of all the goals.
Yeah. So the idea, because you're at 120 right now, you've been a little bit higher, you've been a little bit lower. There's ebb and flow always. But I think part of it we've talked about is that consistent marketing part of it. You're really good at going, hey, here's an open day, and then a bunch of people come, and then like 6 months later, like, hey, here's an open day. Yeah. So I think consistent events, like the things that you've got going right now, your Greatest Showman thing, and that kind of stuff, maybe starting to open those up to the community even a little bit, saying, hey, here's the minimum. You need to be able to do at least this to be in the group, and letting some more people in. Advertising it helps. But I'm still pushing for that open day every 6 weeks, every 2 months, something like that. And basically just hitting it until it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Because there's still people out there. I feel like it's a good time of year because it's the end of your school session and you're about to start summer. So people are going to be looking for something to do maybe a little bit. Not everyone, but some kids. And then school's going to start right after that. So people are going to be looking for back to school stuff. So I think if you can start putting those on the calendar, that will be good. What else are you doing that's bringing in students right now?
Well, so at the minute we'll go open day, and then I want to just have a evergreen kind of Facebook ad campaign going, which isn't open day specific, but just obviously just advertising our lesson. I want to do probably maybe a flyering campaign, so just leaflet the whole of our kind of obviously catchment area, if you like, because I want to do quite a big one in September. I want to been working on the SEO stuff, like we talked about last week, trying to get last month, getting the website up organically, and maybe look at doing some, get a decent AdWords campaign going as well. I'm going to get a roadside sign, because there's space I can put out there. Get that rocking. I'm getting clings for the windows. At the minute, we've got a small sign that we used to have in the old office. We just took off the front. But I want to get big, the size of 2 big windows, literally just, vinyl over the windows. So they're kind of the main things.
That's good. That's good. I like that you're hitting different things. I like that some of those are going to be passive. You're going to put out road signs or window clings, or even the AdWords and the mail campaigns. You kind of do it once and put it out there, and then it's kind of going that way. So that's good. It looks like you're hitting in a bunch of different ways. How does that compare to what you've done in the last 6 months or last year? What have you done over the last year? Has it just been the open days, really? Yeah,
it's just been open days. We've gone so quiet that I forgot how to do it. I logged into Facebook, I forgot how to do it. And, the website's been left just to kind of get, which is, there's no excuse, because I know how to do that stuff. It's just, I've got a bit lazy, so I need to be just on it.
Yeah. I mean, you're doing a bunch of things right now. You've got your studio itself, outside of the website, outside of everything else, is really good. You're busy. You've got a lot of students that you're teaching. The stuff that you're doing is epic. Like this Greatest Showman thing, all the different events that you do, these aren't small things. These aren't like little undertakings that you're doing. And you're not just like, hey, we're just going to put on a movie and bring your guitar and it's fine. Like, this thing is epic, man. Like, this is a big, big deal. So don't underplay that. You're putting a lot of time and energy into that for sure. But the things you can do, like you said, SEO stuff, is going to make a big play. That's something we haven't really talked about for your website. So your website, I think, is good as far as when someone's on it. The direction's pretty good. It's pretty strong towards, hey, sign up for this spot.
Yeah.
But we haven't really looked at the SEO type stuff as far as keywords or, that's all behind the scenes that I can't see as clearly. But yeah, that kind of stuff to bring people to your site. So we can look at that maybe next month a little bit too, like the analytics that you have, if you got Google Analytics or through your website or whatever you're using, and seeing the kind of traffic that you're bringing. But yeah, man, that's good. The idea is you want to put it out there in as many ways as possible. So I think your open days are still your biggest one. I wouldn't pull away from that in the least, but I would just keep hitting. So you're looking to, you get 90, you're not taking more. So really any push that you've got right now is just to get Dan another 15 or 20 students, right?
Yeah.
And then fill any attrition that you have. when you guys lose a couple of students here and there. So I would just keep my foot on the gas hard. You know, keep pushing. I would much rather you have a wait list of 20 students that are just waiting to come in.
Yeah.
Than be like, yeah, I wish we could find 2 or 3 more. I think you're in a good place, man. You're doing some really, really cool stuff. So keep doing that. And I feel like it's going to be easier, too, to bring in Alan if you've got either a wait list or you've got some stuff ready to go. You know, if you say, hey, come on in, we'll try to get you a few. That's what we do. That's what most places do. Like, yeah, we'll hire you on Mondays, and we'll try to start getting you some students. You're in a unique place that you've got these open days. You've got these group things you do. You have these intro classes. You know, you can do an open day, do your intro days, and then know at the end of your intro days, you're giving everybody to Alan.
Yeah.
Who's going to be ready to go. How long is it going to take you to train him, since he's already pretty good at guitar?
Yeah, not a lot. See, this is the only worry that I have with Alan is because he's an individual teacher. He hasn't really taught many groups.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, making sure he's happy to do that, and just if he's trainable to do that, if you know what I mean. If he's not, he's been teaching 15 years.
Yeah. It's definitely, we find that all the time. I hire like 16 to 22-year-old teachers normally. That's my kind of spot, because they don't know any different. So they're very happy to come in and do whatever you ask them to do, because I don't know what to do. And then they're great. They're very moldable.
Definitely.
And they're excited to be there. They're not like, dude, I can just do this on my own. I don't need you. I'll do it my way. They're just very happy to be there. Very happy to be there. But yeah, that sounds like it could be a good addition. You've got the right mindset too, though. Like it can be problematic, especially, you know, he's a friend. That can cause problems. Yeah. He's a vet, so he's been teaching for a while, and he's really good at what he does. That could cause some problems. So I just make it, you know, really clear, like, hey, he knows what you do, right?
Yeah.
So is he familiar with G4?
To the extent only really what I've you know said to him about it and discussions. Yeah. He's not, you know, taught to or anything like that. The only way I see it not working specifically for him is, like, for the type of teacher that I am, where we do a lot of like acoustic guitar-y, Taylor Swift, chord-driven, let's sing type of stuff, that it doesn't fit as well in that system. Yeah. The underlying assumption is that you want to be a very good and multifaceted, skilled guitarist. And if you just want to do one thing, if you just want to strum and play, or you just want to shred, or you just want to learn how to read music, or just want to learn how to do one of those things, I don't think G4 works as well. No. The assumption is that you actually want to be like a well-rounded guitarist. So I think that's probably most of the students that you've got, and most of the students that he has, assuming he's just kind of your generic guitar teacher type, is going to have that. So I think that's cool. That's a good place for growth. Tell me about your online thing. How's that going? Well, for the last, when is it? For the last couple of weeks, I've been, you know, kind of doing my own heading, really, thinking about what direction I want to go in with it. G4, non-G4. I say it's every time me out, but I kind of had a little while ago, because I thought, oh, that's it. I'm leaving it. I'm going to do my own method. And I've now kind of thought, well, that's just silly. So I need to just, because we've built up so well, it works. And there's going to be bits I'm not, you know, I don't like, but I can just adapt it or change it if I want to. It doesn't have to be an all or nothing.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's where I'm at now. And regard to that, the online stuff, where I'm thinking about it now is get the last few videos done and try and get it actually finished. And then start, you know, re-recording, doing the vision I've had, but just get its first thing done. But I found out with the plugin I've got, the membership plugin, I can have umbrella membership. So I could, you know, sell a membership to one of the G4 schools that allows them to give 50 memberships to their students.
Nice.
Because I don't know if I told you, I had a couple of people email me about it.
No, that's cool.
And asked me for it. Because we were chatting about it. So I was like, oh, well, that'd be really cool if I could get on your site, because I don't know how to do mine, or I haven't got the time to do mine.
Yeah. Dude, that's a huge market. Because how many schools does G4 have? Hundreds?
No, it's like 54, I think.
Still, like that's, so let's say maybe 10, 20% are interested in what you do. That's, you know, that's 5 or 10 schools.
Yeah.
How would you price that?
Well, there's one, how much do they charge? There's something that G4 started using, Achieve Music. Have you heard of them? Achieve
I haven't, no.
Basically, you could upload the scales and stuff in it, and
Okay.
you can play along to the scale being played, and it'll tell you if you're on time. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
like a poor man's musician.
Yeah.
Some of them sign up to that, and I'm trying to think how much it is. So obviously they're going to sign up for that. They might sign up for one. But to be fair, I think maybe like 50 licenses, maybe like 100 a month or something like that. Maybe like one or two. I don't know. I don't know really. Not really.
So what were you going to charge for individual?
Per student, I'd probably be looking at maybe like 20 under that round.
20 is a good number. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's too bad for a month.
Yeah.
Do you think they're doing it maybe like? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So if you did 20,
sit down and think about that.
for 50, that would be 1,000.
Yeah.
So giving it for 100 is real cheap. But I don't know, like how big are most of these schools?
Probably got somewhere between average school, I reckon. Average G4 school's probably got somewhere between maybe 50 and 80 students, something like that.
Yeah.
A lot of them around that mark.
And it can be good and bad because for you it's passive, they're joining your program. It could turn into something different, which that would be bad for the teacher. Let's say you sell it to me, I put it in my school, and one of my students goes, "Yeah, I'm really busy, I can't do this anymore," so they just sign up for you instead through your thing. So you could get a few students that way, where they just sign up directly through it. Okay, let's see. So I guess a bigger question is how much traffic can you handle on your site? That's something I don't know a ton about, on the server that you have and that kind of thing. If you have 50 people or 500 people or 50,000 people on it, how many streams can you have going at once before things start to get kind of, I don't know how all that works.
Yeah, I'll probably upgrade it before I launch it anyway. At the minute, it's a subdomain, so I have it on its own, and it'll probably still be shared, but it might be cloud hosted, so it'll be a lot more stable.
Yeah.
So I imagine it'll easily hit 1,000 or so before.
Okay. Yeah. So that should give you plenty. So then it's just a matter of what's it worth to you, So if you're getting 100 pounds for it, is it really worth perhaps the hassle of dealing with that for 50 people?
Yeah.
Probably not. At $2 a person, that's probably going to be more hassle than it's worth a benefit. But you have to put it at a price point where it wouldn't scare people away. Would you put it out there as a price that they would pass along to their students?
Well, yeah, there's nothing. Or we could just give them. See,
Or absorb the cost, because you could do, like, let's say you were doing 20, so let's just say you sold it at half price. If you did a 50 license thing, that would be 500, which is a lot per month. It's not that bad, but it gives them a huge benefit of everything that they can see. They don't go home with a worksheet anymore. They go home with a worksheet and a video of every single thing that they would ever need in there, and play along tracks and everything else. That's a pretty big benefit for your studio. They could easily tack that onto their lesson thing.
Yeah.
And say, hey, there's a $10 per month charge for this, or hey, we're going to charge $100 per year registration fee, but it gives you access to this thing. Yeah, I don't know. That's cool though. So you've had a few reach out to you about that?
Yeah, I think it's a couple people said about it. Just interested in it. So yeah. That's what made me think about it. And then I looked at the plugin and realized I can actually do it. I thought, oh. So I'm kind of in the mindset now that, there's stuff that I've recognized that G4 can't do.
Yeah.
So I've had to make it.
Yeah.
There's other teachers that want it. So I could then obviously just say to the student, them.
Yeah.
So rather than thinking G4 hasn't got it, I should go away and do it my own. I'm thinking, well, no one else has got it. So probably better to be like a marketplace for G4 Extra.
Yeah. What's his name? Dave, the main guy? Yeah. Is he going to be good with? I know he kind of gave you an okay for that, or is he? What was the thing? There's some kind of deal you struck up with him for that, right?
Yeah, he was happy for me to use the material, to use the branding and everything online.
Yeah.
Just as a whatever. Just use
okay.
it.
Make sure you have that in writing.
Yeah.
Because I could see him being like, yeah, whatever, because I don't think he has the mindset of what you have for this.
Mm.
So, you know, if you suddenly grow this and you've got, you know, 1,000 people signed up under it and it's under his G4 thing, and he's starting to see that and go, wait, I'm not getting anything for this. You know, I could see him starting to come back. So I would make sure you kind of have it in writing before it gets too big.
Yeah.
For sure. Maybe even have like a lawyer kind of look over it just to protect yourself against that, because he seems like a cool dude. I've talked to him a few times. But I'm just thinking any business, I'm thinking, yeah, go ahead, it'll be fine. And then it turns into this monstrous thing and things change.
Yes. Yeah.
So make sure that you're protecting yourself there for sure. I like the idea what you said of basically using G4 for your own thing for this and adapting as needed. What I think you can do, and whether it's part of this thing or you kind of adapt it into your own thing separately for your school, is have what's out there and then just start adapting. So you kind of have your entire G4 curriculum online. I think that's a fantastic idea and a really good thing to do. Something else I don't think I always think negative. I always think like what's worst case scenario. So it's nothing against him. It's just how my mind works. I'm thinking, okay, you build this entire thing and then he goes in and changes the whole program. So now all of that stuff is not worthless because it's still good material, but it doesn't line up with the G4 stuff as much anymore. So just think through and you know, kind of process that stuff. But if you start doing it on your own, you would have all the G4 stuff and then just start either adding or changing the stuff you don't like until you've pretty much done it all. Because I've done the same as you where I go, okay, I'm just going to do my own thing. And then you look at stuff and go, well, it's kind of like 80% of what that is and like 60% of what that is. And you feel like you're just reinventing the wheel because he's already done it and it's really good, you know? You just want to tweak things. You don't really want to build it from the ground up. So I would just start tweaking as much as you can. And then if you get to the point where you go, okay, like 60, 70% of this content is mine. Now it's my thing. Then you can go back and replace the other 20%, this G4, and then you have your own thing that not only is it yours, but you've basically got a G4 competitive.
Yeah.
You know, you basically have this whole thing, and not only is it a competitor to it, but you've got an online system for it. You've got like it's this big thing. They can kind of go crazy. But yeah, I would start just kind of slowly doing that. I love the idea of building it out as a G4 thing now, and then just slowly kind of.
Yeah.
I think you've got a really good system in place. So you're pretty close, right, as far as having all the G4 stuff there?
Yeah, I was thinking what I'll probably end up doing. So I'll probably end up calling it Beginner Guitar Academy, because I think that's easier to market and easier to advertise.
Yeah.
Rather than, you know, it's not regional like G4 Guitar Ashford is. So Beginner Guitar Academy, I think, just is an awesome name. Yeah. And then just all the materials, I'll just make copies. You know, because all G4 is obviously scale diagrams and chords and strum patterns. So, you know, they're not obviously copywritten, but Dave's, you know, ones he's produced are, so I'll just rewrite them.
Yeah.
And then there's no issues there anyway.
That works.
So yeah, simple as that. So I'll be using the G4 method in a sense, it will follow it, but I won't be using G4 materials. So it's not, you know what I mean? It's not any, I can't think of the right word, you know.
Yeah.
Legal issues, I suppose.
Yeah. So you would be using, walk me through that again. So you're using the G4 material without using the G4 material? You're using their curriculum, but you're not using their physical.
No, I wouldn't use like the PDFs that Dave's done. I'll redo them.
But you would still be using the content of the PDFs.
Sort of, yeah. So, you know, level 1 would still be the C major scale, but it would be my C major scale.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Okay. That works. Yeah. Does he have educational stuff is tricky. Does he have like I guess you can't really you can't copyright curriculum, I don't think. Like you can like you said, you can copyright the actual papers, the actual stuff. But a C major scale is a C major scale. I wonder if you can copyright the order. I don't know about that. Probably not. Like if you just took his entire order, his entire system, and just I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Taking basically the whole G4 system and just putting in your stuff instead of his, because there's nothing proprietary about the C major scale or this strum pattern or anything like that. So you're talking about basically using his system but putting in your materials.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a really good start. Yeah. I think that gives you. Yeah. Actually, yeah. So that would give you have the G4 stuff that you can do. Then that's your first branch off, right? So you're going from the G4 stuff to still having basically the G4, but you're using your own version of it. Here's my C major scale. And then the next step would just be adding or changing anything that you want to do, because you're still within the G4 framework. So you can go, okay, the C scale is good. I really want to throw a G scale in there too. And then you've got the 2 beginner scales as your system, something like that. Yeah. I like that.
Like I just said, the biggest problem I'll have is in like 2 years when it all gets updated again. Like's happening now with the new junior method. You know, all the videos are now, well, not all of them, because it's very similar to the old ones, but a few of them avoid because it's not the same content.
I think that's your breaking point then. I think that's where it makes it easy to break from G4 and do your own thing. Where, I mean, if he updates this, is he improving? Like, there's stuff that you said you would change and that you would do differently. But if you had the current G4 method in its entirety online, that's fine. Like, that's more than most guitarists would ever have access to. So as far as adding stuff, you can always go back and add or change if you wanted to, but you could just leave the current system as it is and be completely fine with it, right? So yeah, I think that would be okay. So go ahead and do that part of it. And then just kind of be preparing for when he changes it. You know, that's probably a good place to break and have your own thing. Just be prepared for that kind of stuff, because you're definitely on his radar.
Yeah.
You know, like, he knows that you're there. I don't know if he's picked up on the fact that you're essentially going to be a competitor, because there's something like, I've had the same way when I talk for other people. I think all of them could see he's not long for here. Like, he's not going to be teaching for me for very long. He's the one that's going to go and do his own thing. I don't know if Dave's picked up on that with you, or if he just thinks, man, you're really, really good at G4. You're like my best G4. But it definitely seems like you've got your own mind and your own thing that you're going to have to go off doing. So just make sure you've got yourself protected from all of those angles. You know, if he's going to come at you with anything, I don't think he will. It seems like you've got your own thing, but just something to look into, you know, as you go into that. But I think you've got the right idea. Like, I really like the way you're going with it. Build out the G4 thing exactly as it is. Start adapting it as you can. So you have the video. Say you have the C major scale video. Is it based off of his PDF? Like, are you saying, here's the curriculum. Okay, look at the top of the page. We've got this, and we're going to play through it and do this part. Could you easily sub in yours for his without changing the videos?
Yeah, I've been really careful to not mention G4. I don't wear a branded T-shirt in the videos or anything like that. I'm, you know, black shirted, pretty much all of them. You know, in this video, we're going to learn the C major scale, and I'll just go over the. So yeah, it's no. I purposely did it that way.
Dude, that's really good. Yeah.
Years ago, because I knew that this, like, I wanted to flex.
Yeah. So you're just hitting the content.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But the video's still, like, I looked at the G4 stuff a little bit. So like junior level 1. I think didn't you color them too?
Say again, sorry?
Aren't they color coded as well?
No.
Okay. So
mine are on my site.
Yeah. So on your site they are, right?
Yeah.
So junior level 1 is what color?
Green, I think.
Okay.
I forget which one.
There's a bunch of them though. So you have junior level 1 through, what is it, 1 through 7? Or 1 through 5? I think they changed it.
Yeah, 1 through 5, yeah.
Okay. So you have 1 through 5. Of that level, is it broken down into like lesson, like in the G4 thing, not yours? Is it lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3? Or is it just kind of general content?
The only thing that really structured G4 is the checklist. So checklist says, you know, level 1, C major, 3, 4.
Yeah, that's it. So it's the checklist, and then it's just all the content that comes with it.
Yeah.
Awesome. You actually probably went a step beyond where he did and organized it into actual lessons. Yeah. Man, you're good at stuff. This is good. This is good. Okay, so what's your timeline on this?
Well, to finish off the last level and to do a few little tweaks, again, it should be done by now, but probably a couple of months. Okay. I'll spend literally probably the last month just going around in circles thinking what I'm going to do. So I haven't done it.
What if you launched it without the last level?
I could do, yeah.
What would that hurt?
Probably nothing, really.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Get it launched, get it out there, and then as you're working on the last level, and honestly, it'll kind of light a fire under your ass. Like you'll probably be doing it faster because, dude, it's out there. Someone's going to get to it. I better get it done. You can also be live tweaking everything.
Yeah.
Because you'll probably, like, if you know that it's out there, but it's not finished, you're going to have it out there. You're going to be putting it out there, but you're not going to advertise it and push it as hard because it's not done yet. But you're going to be doing something. So that'll give you a chance to kind of live test it.
Yeah.
You know, with a handful of people as you're still putting the final tweaks in it instead of waiting for the finished product. And I've seen that with so many things. Like I've been waiting. I've got my own level system that I've been working on for a decade, you know, something like that. And I finally put it on paper like 2 months ago for ukulele. I've got the guitar and the drum ones like ready to go. I just haven't like transferred it from my notes to the actual checklist yet. And our goal was to put it out this summer to test so that in the fall we could officially kind of unleash it. And it's probably somewhere between like the G4 type thing and have you seen the musical ladder system?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing where kind of you got different levels, but then you have like different colored bracelets. It's kind of moved through almost like a karate belt type system. It's taken me freaking ever to get it out. But I released the ukulele one in like April. I just gave it out to our teachers. I started using it with my students. I'm teaching my wife, and she's actually teaching a couple of classes this summer. I started putting it out there. And it really made a difference because it's real now. It's not just this hypothetical thing that could happen. I had an adult student I was working with, and I showed it to her in May. And for summer, like, nobody's using it. Everyone's just like, hey, let's just do, like, fun, summery stuff. We're doing flex lessons, so people are in and out. She asked me about it last week. She's like, hey, can we go back to that checklist? I just really like structure, so I want to know that we're, like, getting these things, like, okay, we could do that. So, like, she was actually asking me about it instead of me having to talk her into it or, you know, ask her to do it. So I think it's that. I think if you can get it outside of your head and outside of this hypothetical thing to where it's out there and it's actually helping other people and you can see the benefits, it's going to help you to want to push it a little bit more. Even just like beta test it with your studio. You know, you're going to offer it to your students, right?
Yeah, well, they're all on there anyway. You know, site is just
okay. Okay, so they're already using it.
Yeah.
That's cool. How many? I think we've done this already, but like, how many are interacting with it?
Yeah, quite a few. I'd say maybe 20% of the studio or something like that.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Because every week I put a new song on there. You know, there's a whole song, you know, rules that I put online. I do riffs quite often. You know, next big one's courses. I want to put some courses on there.
Yeah. So maybe it's pick one of these schools that are contacting you and basically do a beta test with them.
Yeah.
Say, look, we'll do a 3-month trial or a 6-month trial or something like that. We'll do it for this price. And you can kind of do it at a slightly lower trial price and say, hey, I just want to kind of test the system on a bigger scale. I want to see how it works with people outside of my studio. I want to see how it works for you guys. But, you know, maybe do it as like a 3-month test with a very closed system. Like, we're going to do this. We're going to start on July 1st. We're going to go from July 1st to July, August, September. You know, October 1st, you're done. And then we'll talk about, you know, going from there and what it can look like. Because you probably have, you know, how many have contacted you? 3 or 4, you said?
There was only a couple. Yeah,
but even then, I'm sure you'd still have both of them that would want to try it out to see how it goes. So you can pick the better one of the two, or you can give it out to both of them. But maybe do that where it's a trial thing. You can get a little money in. You can see how it works outside of your studio. And you can kind of get it moving without the big push of, because that's where it's going to be a whole different game. When you say, okay, I have this system and it's ready and it's good, I have to unleash it on 7 billion people in the world. And that's way different than SEO. That costs me to get that kind of stuff out there. So it's going to be that kind of thing. So I like the system that you've got in place. So I would say maybe look at that. You know, maybe as a school, when does the school year start for you guys?
September.
Yeah. So what is it, almost July? So you could do like a summer special kind of thing where you said, hey, look, for July and August, you know, it's practically July already, but you can probably throw it out there for them and say, hey, for July and August, we'll let you guys try this out for 150 pounds a month or something like that. for their studio, which would be like a good little starter rate. And that would give you 2 months. Or you could wait and start kind of advertising it and push it for a fall and do maybe September through December.
Yeah.
That's kind of the end of the year. And that gives you a couple of months so that you're not like super frantically putting everything together right now. But that could be cool. I want to see you take that next step. Because I know you've been doing this for years, and I know we've been talking about it for 6 months.
Yeah.
So I want to see you take whatever that next step is. I want to see you take it in the next like 1 to 3 months, whatever it is. Doesn't have to be global scale, but something to push it outside of your studio to where you're getting paid for your efforts and where you're seeing students learn and grow from it, which is cool. So let's kind of put that as a goal. So how scary does that sound? We said, okay, in the next 3 months, we're launching.
Yeah. Not. Yeah.
It's like
It's a stretch goal, but it's doable.
Okay.
Just like I said before, the only thing that stopped me is this battle with G4 versus me.
And that doesn't affect you here because you are building a G4 system for G4 guitarists. And I don't think you building this G4 thing versus your own thing matters.
Yeah.
Build the G4 thing. The system's great. Even if you build your own thing, you're still going to use, like, is there any G4 content that you wouldn't use? Like, is there any stuff that they have where you're like, I really don't like that?
Yeah, I'm not, to be fair, not a lot. You know, a few things.
Yeah. A couple of things here and there, but it's probably more of stuff that you would want to add or tweak.
It's more that. It's more additional content.
So I think that's it, man. I would build the G4 thing. I would shelf that inner struggle for a little bit later down the road. But right now, just go, okay, I'm going to build basically a G4 platform online for G4 guitarists. And then either you can tweak that whole program, or I think what would probably be better is leave that program as it is and then tweak your own thing separately. And then when Dave messes with it in a couple of weeks or a couple of years, whenever that's going to be, you can decide, do I want to go in and do I want to change all of these videos to meet his new program? Or do I just want to leave it out there as Beginner Guitar Academy?
Yeah.
And it's good as it is, and maybe it'll reach different people, but you know, it'll be a thing. Okay, so your launch date is September 1st.
Go.
Game on. Okay, we have like an official by September 1st, and that doesn't mean you have to wait till then. You can launch it in July or August, but I think that's good. It's June what? June 25th?
I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll give you about 2 months. I think the program itself is ready. You know, you still got videos that you're going to add, but I think it's ready to launch probably as it is right now from what I've seen is, dude, it was so far beyond what I thought it was going to be when you were talking about it. And then when I saw it, it was so much better than I even expected. So I think it's fine to launch as is. So really all you have to do is figure out the contracts that you want to do with people, how you want to structure it. You know, research that a little bit. We can talk more about that next month because I want to make sure that you're getting paid enough to make it worth what happens. And then all the things that go into that. So like if they have issues, are they coming to you or are they coming to their teacher?
Yeah.
You know, like that kind of stuff where like you want to build the system to where probably it's all going to them. You've got passive videos on the site. Because right now, can't they interact on the videos or are they just there?
They're just there. There's not, comments are turned off.
Yeah, that's probably good. I would leave it at that, I would think. Probably. Or you could maybe turn on and have it be more of a community-based thing. It depends on what you want to do with it. But off is definitely easier. So if it's off, you have the video. Are there any PDFs or anything that come with it right now, or it's just the video?
There is PDFs, yeah. Is there?
Is it yours or is it?
Most of the songs and things have my own PDFs on it with the sheet music.
Yeah.
I don't think I've... No, that's a lie. There is some G4 PDFs on there, yeah. There is, yeah.
Which are fine if you know, G4 stuff anyway. They need to be part of it, right? They need the PDF to do the video lesson?
To a degree, yeah. They won't do soon, but yeah. Because my goal is to have the tab in the videos. But again, next year, perhaps, you know, when the update happens and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, we get away with just the G4 stuff for the minute and just slowly change it out.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah. So if you can handle, you said maybe 1,000 students viewing it, you're not going to hit that for a bit, so that should be fine. The content is good. The content's fine. You've got the PDFs up there, and they're yours in GeForce. So that's something you have to think about. Like, do you want to put your personal content out there for the world? Because I've had to do the same with Studio Challenge stuff, where I say, like, okay, this is my ukulele curriculum that I'm gonna like put out there, and I'll sell to other people, and they can use. And it's weird to know that like somewhere in Australia or in Washington or wherever else, like there's someone using the stuff that I wrote.
Yeah.
That paid me like $17, so it's not even like it's a major thing, but it was like a little thing, and then they've got access to what's only been in my mind.
Yeah.
Before. So think through that part of it. Like, are you okay releasing your information, your proprietary information as part of this? Which is probably fine because it's really basic proprietary stuff, right? It's a C scale.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing that's going to blow their mind. There's nothing new in music.
No.
And even the system that you've got set up is the G4 system. So even the system that you've got in place isn't really proprietary to you either.
No.
Yeah. So I think you're fine there. Yeah. So what's keeping you from launching it right now? Like, what do you need to do between now and September?
The only thing is just tying up. The early videos are not really what I want out there. So, and some of the content is now outdated because the method was updated before this now big update. Because I've been doing it for so long, there's been a couple of updates.
Yeah.
But even that stuff, it wouldn't. I'm talking maybe like a week. If I can get into the studio for like a few hours a day, I could have that done. So it's
How many videos is it?
Well, there's probably quite a few videos, but they're short. It's like reading examples, which are like 8 bars or 4 bars.
Yeah. So it doesn't take
stuff I can knock out like probably 50 videos in an afternoon.
Yeah.
It would not take that long.
Okay.
So again, it's just that stuff. Now I'm thinking just G4 it. I think I'll have that done like end of July.
I think that's good. Yeah. I see September 1st is kind of your latest push.
I think that's quite, because if I aim to have the content done for July, set up all the payment gateway and everything, test it all, then yeah, I think end of September will be all the things should be ironed out by then.
Well, next month we'll check in and see kind of where you are in the content. So hopefully the content should be pretty much done by then. And you're going to summer, right? So do you have people kind of taking breaks and your schedules change going in the summer?
Not so much. We do year-round lessons, and there's
That's
a couple of people we got that go away, visit family abroad, and they're away for extended holidays and stuff.
Yeah.
Mainly.
Right. You can get your evergreen marketing going. So that was all the stuff you were talking about. Get your Facebook ads, get your that kind of stuff, to where some of it you're not even doing any, like the window cling. You order it, you put it up, you never look at it again. Basically, you change it out every year or so. But even like your SEO and your Facebook ads and your Google AdWords stuff, that stuff you're checking in on once a week. Yeah. Give or take for 20 minutes. If you can get that stuff down to where you're consistently advertising, consistently bringing in new students, and have your systems in place, which your systems are pretty good at this point, you're not putting much time into that part of your studio because it's all systemed.
Yeah.
That part. So then you can focus on, because I think that's what it is. You're so focused on your studio stuff that you feel like I would have to neglect that to do my online thing.
Yeah. And
you don't want to neglect it. But dude, you built it up. I mean, Dan has tripled since we started talking, or more. It seems like I think when he started, he just had a handful when we first started talking. Like, I got this new guy, he's got like a few students, and that was 5 or 6 months ago. Yeah. So he's got 30, and then you've got this open day coming up. He's probably going to get to 40, 50 by the end of summer. That's half of what you've got. That's huge.
Yeah.
So all that stuff is going well. And not only is it going well, it's more than what you need. You kind of said that. So it's not like, I have to have 150 students or we can't pay our mortgage. No. It's, this is more than sufficient for what we already have. So I can focus on this. And even if this does set back a little bit, you're still okay. Because it takes some energy to launch something new like that. But I think you can basically get your other thing automated to where you're going in, you're spending a couple hours a week working on your advertising stuff, just making sure everything's running. You're bringing in your new students, you're teaching your current students, you're making sure your other teachers are ready to go. And then you're just focused on doing your online thing, which is also passive. You know, once you get it launched, it's the same thing. It's get your advertising in place so that new people can hear about it, tweak it, but just keep sending it out there. All the videos are passive. You know, you're not having to actively get in there and do stuff. That's pretty cool. Though you can, I think that would be a cool thing that you could add into it once you get it kind of launched. You could do a once a week live video where, you know, for each level that you have, you know, the junior all the way through or something like that, or maybe just one total video where you say, hey, here's this Eric Clapton lick. I'm going to break it down in 3 different versions for you guys. So you can do it on each level. Do a 10 or 15-minute video live each week. And that can be kind of a cool feature to kind of build the community. Or I think you said you were already adding videos every week, right?
Yeah.
Like new content? Dude, you've got this. This is good. This is good. Remember me when you're like rolling in it. Because, dude, I think you're very much on the right track. I think you've got some good stuff going. So September 1st, make that your date. July, we'll check in towards the end of July. And you should have most of your content on your site by then, which should be good. You'll have done your open day, right?
Yep.
So you're at roughly 90 and 30 right now for you and Dan with 120 students. So I would expect that to be probably back in the 130s, but without changing too much to you. So Dan should probably be in the 40s by then as you keep building up. But yeah, I think we're in a good place. Okay, so real quick on some other stuff. That little sheet I sent, and you can check it out later. I sent it to Gmail doc. We kind of talked through it, but one of the questions is, what's your immediate goal for your studio? And I think it's, we talked about 140 students. That would be 90 for you and 50 for Dan. So basically both of you guys are full. That would be 140. To stop teaching on Sundays. So that would drop you to about 75. To bring on Alan for maybe Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And then for you to only teach on Thursdays and Fridays. So that would probably drop you to about 50 students, and then about 50 for Dan, about 50 for Alan, for still that 140, 150 thing.
Yeah.
I think that's where you want to be, man. That's a good place. If you can have all you guys rolling around that. So what's your one big overall goal? Like, what's your one big thing for your studio? You know, like 5, 10 years from now, what's the point of this whole thing? What's your one big goal?
Well, the one big goal has always been just to create the best guitar school in the country. Simple as that. There isn't, you know, the bullshit that you get normally from guitar teachers. It's making it professional. It's making it, you know, an experience for the kids. It's making it all.
So, who's better than you right now?
In regard to the stuff we're putting on, no one.
Yeah.
In regard to playing, most people, yeah. In regard to kind of, and the vision and stuff, I'm not seeing anyone doing anything that we're doing.
That's what I'm saying, because you didn't say be the best guitarist in England, because you've got a lot of competition there.
Yeah.
But you said be the best guitar school. And I'm honest, man, like I don't see anyone else doing anything near, like there's a few like you're doing your thing, Emily's doing her crazy thing. Like you guys are pushing it as far as innovation and just really cool concepts for what you're doing. I don't see any guitar schools, not even in the country, not just in England. I haven't seen any guitar schools like yours doing their thing. And like G4's got like 60 or 50, whatever you said. None of them are this. You know, when I've told a few people about G4, and I'm like, okay, here's G4. Go check out the website. But then go to Paul's website, because that's how G4 is supposed to work.
Yeah.
But the G4 website is really clunky, and it's probably not going to turn you onto it too much. Go here, and then you'll see what it's supposed to be and how it's supposed to work. Like, I'd say you're definitely the best G4 guitar school. Probably better than David's over there. And you got to be freaking the best in the country already anyway, or pretty close to it. So what's your personal goal with that? You know, so if you're there or you're about to be there, what's your, like, you're supporting your family.
Yeah.
You know, if you are exactly where you are right now, 50 years from now, you know, you're mid-80s and you're doing exactly what you're doing right now, how do you feel about that?
Well, yeah, I think the goal is to eventually step away completely, to not do really any teaching, if not, just going straight, just manage. Mainly, I suppose, be probably doing more online stuff than face-to-face stuff. Like I say, more passive, but more that sort of direction. And that's in the next couple of years. I want to be.
Yeah. Even with your studio, I don't think you really want to manage it. I think you just want to be over it. You know what I mean? You don't want to be the person that's getting every phone call. You don't want to be the one that's handling cancellations. You don't want to be the manager. You want to be the CEO type role where you've got oversight. You've got someone that's handling all that day-to-day stuff and working with your teachers and working with all the students and issues, but you're just really that CEO type role over the top of all of it. I think that's where you're headed. Yeah. Okay. So now that we kind of know that, we'll talk more about that over the next, couple of sessions of how can we start making, because you're already going there. It's just how can we make it even stronger? Okay. A couple more questions just to get through this little thing. And then in the future, these will go quicker too. How are you feeling this month, just in general, about your studio?
Better.
Yeah.
Because we lost all those people last month, that, because I take them all personally. And that's 14 shots in the heart.
Oh, yeah.
But then you can see I went hard at it. Content marketing's been massive. Facebook posting pretty much every day. School of Rock, we put our summer camp, that's sold out in a day. 5 kids sign up for that, it's 500 quid. I haven't announced the next one, and we've already done 3 places, just from people asking me for it. So that's, 8 spots? That's £800 from that straight away.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I'm pushing a lot more of the events and stuff. So, and the open day now is nearly fully booked for this weekend. So it's all looking good now. So feeling pretty good now.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. A few weeks ago that would have been different, but I like it. But, what's your main focus this month?
I think the focus this month is probably going to be
for June. Like, what have you been focused on in the month of June so far?
I'm focused on June.
Yeah.
Since we had all the dropouts, was really getting the student journey sorted and getting our following up with students and just being aware of the students. It showed me that we kind of lost sight a little bit of some of the students that Dan was teaching.
Yeah.
So, the focus was to get more in control and get systems in place.
Yeah, and that's a big one. We've had the same where we've got our group stuff going, which is good. And I said we kind of build in those level programs.
Yeah.
But realizing I haven't trained my teachers enough in how to really implement that, and students will sign up. And I think for us, we get flakier students that want to do groups, and the really committed ones sign up for private. So you're going to have more turnaround anyway. But we're losing more than I want. So I'm realizing we're getting a lot signed up and they get excited, but I don't have those retention strategies in place to keep them going as much as I want. So that's an easy one to lose focus on because you're so focused on the big picture. All right, what's your big successes for the month? What's been going really well?
What's going really well? Well, the summer camp's going really well. I say we've fully booked that one. So that's going well. Yeah, kind of that really. I suppose it's going well.
It's good. What's been your struggle for June?
Been getting back going with the marketing, I guess. Just getting everything going again, getting the wheels turning, and getting all that rocking.
Nice. Okay. So this is a Google Doc I sent you. I've just been filling it out as we've been talking. The first page is the stuff we were talking about, the big goals and all that. Monthly goal updates, how you're feeling, main focus, and there's a place for monthly notes. So I was typing in some stuff. There's a thing at the bottom for patron notes. So if you want to add anything, or if you think of something throughout the month where you're like, oh, next month we should talk about this, add it there. This isn't something we're going to spend a bunch of time on each month. It's just something to kind of keep us on focus a little bit. Because I've had a bunch of these notes I've got notebooks and pages of stuff on my own, but I realized you can't see any of those. In the first month or two, I think I used to type up a bunch of stuff and send it to you. So this is just kind of a way to kind of keep some of those things without it being overkill on either side. So look through that. Like I said, I sent you the doc. You can edit it. You can add some things in there if you want to, whatever you want to do, and we'll just keep updating that as we go. But next month, I'm definitely going to be looking for your online school. those videos to be ready to go so that we can talk about how to advertise and get it ready. I want to hear how your open day went. Hopefully Dan's filling up pretty good. Probably start talking to Alan as well about just kind of making sure that he's ready. Maybe even have him sit down on a couple of lessons to see if this is something he wants to do, because honestly, if it's going like it's looking, by July or August, you and Dan are both going to be full. So then it's either, okay, we sit and we just kind of do our thing, or you bring in another teacher.
Yeah.
And start filling that out. So if you think that you're going to be heading that way in the near future, it's time.
Yeah.
It's time to do that. So cool, man. I like what you're doing. Look forward to hearing about all the new stuff next time.
Cool. Cheers, Shane.
All right, man. We'll see you. Have a good one.
Thanks, you.